So guys, a couple years ago I bought this damn drone, DJI Phantom 3, and it was I really regretted it because drone footage sucks. Everyone uses drone footage. Fucking Casey Neistat, just every video is drone footage. And, well, I thought, you know, maybe we could just do a video of it on the house because we got the roof done. But the app won't let you launch it without auto starting or whatever. So I just have to ignore the app. And it just, whatever the settings are, it just, I'm fucking sick and tired of this thing, so. It's just such a piece of shit. So we are going to do a teardown of this little guy. Of all the little pieces. And I'm going to get to see how these pieces of shit work. Because this was like $400 down the fucking drain. When really, sticking my camera on a piece of wood and holding it up in the air would have done just the same. So, let's do a teardown of this. And maybe we can actually find something useful for the battery instead of this piece of shit. And now, hopefully, I can take the fucking app off my phone because it's just, I don't want to have this fucking app on here ever again. It's, you know, whenever you buy a tool that is just, you see the tool and it makes you fucking furious. Why did I even waste money on that piece of shit? Because it doesn't do what I want it to do. Like, I just want a simple thing. Press up, it goes up. I don't want to sign into a thing. I don't want to have to have all this bullshit. I just want, like the little old nickel cadmium helicopter I had where you turn on the controller, you press up, and it goes up. And it might crash into a wall. I don't care, but I don't want the fucking app to keep complaining like, oh, you don't know enough about this yet. You haven't done the tutorial. Your password isn't. I don't care about that. Oh my fucking God. Feels so good to destroy it though. Feels so fucking good. So this drone has caused me a lot of stress over the past few years. And here's the story behind it. It was an accidental purchase. My mother noticed that it was on sale, like $100 off or whatever, on Black Friday. And she asked me if she should get it for me, when knowing that, like, for years I'd said how much I hate drone footage because there's just really no place for it. Nobody wants to watch drone footage, and it's so overused. It's like 3D printers at Maker Faire. And my mother asked me, and it was just at a wrong time, and I was like, yeah, sure, fine, get it. And I didn't really think about it, and that's a good learning experience regarding this. So just like I should have thought about that. Oh my God, this fucking bullshit screws. For the past years, I've been trying to find a use for it, but I just can't find, oh, that might work. I just can't find a single video that it would really work with until now. Because I have fallen prey to the sunk cost fallacy. The idea that this thing, I can't get rid of it because I spent so much money on it, I have to find a use for it to justify it. And I was willing to ruin a 1925 house restoration video by shoehorning, so it looks like that's the antenna, by shoehorning a drone footage into it. So yeah, these are like Torx bits. And then once I actually got around to actually opening it up, 3 hours later of firmware updates, installing things, unchecking the features, because it has, like, it's odd, it comes naturally not working. You have to just spend like an hour turning off darn features. And the biggest problem was a lot of the features just weren't able to be turned off. I guess there's been firmware updates or something. Wow, there's been a lot of updates evidently since this thing was made, because it was a pain in the butt. But the software, like even on their website when they say where to go to get, like to change settings, the layout of the software doesn't even have those tabs anymore. And some of them I was able to find, most of them, some of them I was able to find, some of them not. And it's, you know, it's like, you know what, if I'm gonna spend time on something, I want to have control of it. I don't want to have a drone that I have to be connected to the internet and have to sign into some stupid server in China or wherever it is. I just hate this shit. Okay, so we have something here, and tiny, tiny screwdrivers. Okay. That might be like a proximity sensor. So it looks like that's a proximity sensor. That was giving me a lot of issues because it, like this thing, I should be able to have the ability to crash my drone. I'm used to all those little helicopters and drones that were from years and years ago. Many of them had very bad battery technology, but they would let me crash them, and that was fun. Sometimes I'd crash them into the cat or whatever. It was hilarious. But for this one, I guess they just don't want to let you have that much control. But I'm just, another thing that really bugged me about this is that whenever I would push up on the controls, and I even checked, and it had like, there was some like delay mode. I clicked off on that, maybe it turned it back on, but I would click up on the controls, and it would take like 2 seconds for the signal to like really get to the motors, and then it would turn on. And then whenever I would let go, it wouldn't turn off. It just keeps going. It's like, no, 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 no. If I let go, I want this thing to drop from the fucking sky. I want to have total, complete control. And then if I press down, I want it to go in reverse so I can have extreme down movement. I don't want it to do some hovering thing. It's so stupid. Alright. Now I might be able to get these again. I have to stop it. I cannot just put it away because I know for a fact that I'll come back to it and waste time again. It'll just be an endless error, and an endless series of just trying to get it to work when it's just a bad design. All right, we're getting somewhere now. Now it seems that this is 3 connector, so probably brushless DC. Let me find my scissors. I might actually have some fun with this now. So first of all, we have this. Now what is that? Oh, it's just an LED. Single layer board. Not too bad. Pretty rudimentary. I probably wouldn't put those LEDs in there. I mean, that's extra weight. Why would you do that? But I bet that's probably some regulation because they probably had some, you know, whenever you get popular, you probably have to start abiding by some like federal rules or whatever. Okay, so that's the arm assembly, and that was a little sensor. It feels good to finally be doing something with this. Sad that it wouldn't work, but I just hate Internet of Things. Well, I found some screwdrivers, some star-shaped ones. Can't recall what I was talking about, but I can bet that there's gonna be a lot of people that are like, oh, you can't figure out technology. Well, it's not a matter of figuring out technology. It's a matter of being kind of pissed off by this to begin with, because I didn't want to buy one. But then once I actually tried to use it, it ended up wasting the time that I was going to spend on fixing, like on filming the video. And it didn't actually work really well. It's just a bad design. It's very controlling. DJI has a lot of control over whoever uses their drones, and I don't like that. If I buy something, I want it to work without any like connection to any servers, without updates. I just plug it in and it works. So that is plastic, unsurprisingly. You know, maybe this wasn't so bad after all. Maybe I did get some goodies from this. Yeah, so right out of the box, this was already cracked. And so this was absolutely useless. But, what do you expect from China? There we go. That was pretty nice. So it seems they have, that might be a GPS, and GPS shielding, like a copper. It's very sticky. Interesting. Now that is actually a Phillips head. I believe this will be the GPS transceiver, or receiver actually, not transceiver. Forgive me. Yeah, that's definitely a GPS receiver. At least that's what I would guess. I don't understand why a drone would need GPS. That's kind of an unnecessary feature in my opinion, because, well, for me at least, I'm only interested in drones that you're focusing on. But I guess they have some stupid features that require that. However, this one kept giving me error messages whenever it wouldn't connect to GPS. It's like, well, just ignore that. Please, just work as a drone, please. Okay, so now we have some more motors. You know, I might be able to actually make my own drone with these. Like, these motors are actually probably the only nice thing about this. And the battery. The battery about the drone is a nice battery. So that's pretty good. And then we have more of these LED units. Which are actually stuck in there quite good. And I believe they're multicolor units. These little LEDs might not be worth keeping though, because I mean LEDs are so easy to find, especially multicolor ones these days. Back when I was a kid, oh yeah, these were the antennas. You can see they come off right there. Little antenna jacks. With the hard to miss little RF connectors, little shielded connectors there. That's pretty interesting. Now I'm not sure what this is. That might be like guidance, telemetry, or oh, what's it called? Accelerometer type thing. Interesting. Now that might need to be kept for future reference. And it even has a plug, I believe. Oh, no. Has glue on it. Okay. That threw me off. Yeah, that might be an accelerometer of some sort. Oh, look at that. That must generate a good amount of heat for it to have that much thermal semi-solid compound. Let's see if I can get you out of here. There we go. So it's connected to that piece of stainless steel, which is then taped to the bottom. Look at that. A little resistor right there, or capacitor, it's difficult to tell. Now that chip says MP650064P1L1550. And it looks like it's a 24-pin package. Now that is quite a small little chip. These, looks like this is glued in for the most part. And there we have the battery connector, which I definitely wish to save. Actually, should I save the entire housing? Nah, I won't save the entire housing. This is pretty easy to find. I could 3D print another one, honestly, if I wish to use that battery. And that just goes to the USB connector. Fair enough. Oh, that might be the GPS. Interesting. Well, then I wonder what the other one was. It almost looks like a GPS unit. Curiouser and curiouser. I wonder if we can peel this back off and get into it. Okay, so that pulls out. Some phenolic on there, almost like a little circuit board. Smells like a circuit board too. And inside of there is not very much. But what if I were to just crunch it really quick? Because it is porcelain, and we could see what's inside of it. I heard a crunch. The bottom, okay, so it is a ceramic of some sort. Wow, that is amazing. Now, I was expecting to see like a circuit board inside of there, but I'm not. It appears this might just simply be a form of a antenna. It's all ceramic. I'm not finding, I was expecting to see some chip package in there. It's just two pieces of metal with ceramic between them. Now that is fascinating. You know, I'm really glad I've done this, because this is a lot more interesting than trying to fly that darn thing. Feeling like you're having to go along with the over-controlling owner. Same reason I don't like Apple products. The iPhones are fine for like 1 or 2 apps, but I just can't get serious with them. Wow, look at that. So that entire board is just dropped in and soldered right there. And the same for that. And so those are actually 2 different boards. It's kind of interesting. Look at that! Ah! There's actually a... Wow. Didn't know it had a... Whoop, that doesn't want to come out. Looks like that's not meant to really open up, I don't think. Unless... Is the bottom... No, it's not meant to open up, so that is a microSD card. I'd like to find out what's on that. There we go. 4 GB. Made in China, obviously. Well, either way, I have a 4 GB microSD card now. It's odd, but that wasn't the kind that where you just press it in and it lets it out. It was a bit more tricky than that. Or this glue glued it in. That's another option. Now this. Now that's interesting. So that connects into the battery and comes out there. That is definitely a keeper because this battery pack is, let's see, it's all in Chinese, 17.4 volts or 15.2 volts. That's not too bad. That goes in there. I see, so top, oh, these are pogo pins. Ah! Didn't even realize they're pogo pins. They push in because it's spring loaded. Little gold contacts, they really bite in your skin. So those two things can be used along with these and the motors. And I should probably save some of the screws for the motors. And there we have 4 little nice motors. Those are kind of nice. It's like 20 bucks worth there. No, I guess, I guess that's the same thing. So that is just an antenna. That's kind of neat. Now the camera. Came with an 8 gigabyte micro SD card, so I guess it's kind of useful. The minimum I usually use is 4 gigabyte. I might save that for a later video. I just don't feel like doing this tonight, but I might also look up if I can use this for something else, because it's a neat gimbal. Oh, come on. There we go. I would like to play with that more, so I might see about finding what interface they use for that. And let's see where the cable went for that. Forgot about this. Oh. Now, thankfully they have the common courtesy. Now thankfully they have the common decency to put regular screws on this. Kind of sticks. Not sure if we're supposed to do that or not, but oh well. Ah! Just 118,650! Oh my god, look at that! That's hilarious. Oh, and these controls. Oh. Oh. Those are nice. So if you wanted to modify your controller to add more power, just add more 18650s. You notice they have this little metal piece here to catch it. So I guess it is to go down for landing. It's kind of interesting. Now these are actually really nice. And I like that it has a little computer for it. Now if it's possible to upgrade this firmware or modify it in some way to where I can use it with other devices, well, this would be a nice little controller for that. For instance, I could have my own little drone controlled by it, and I wouldn't have to have any of that stupid DJI software because I don't want to have to use an app. It makes no sense having to have it connected to your phone and draining the power on the phone when you can just fly it for fun. That was just a quick little look through the DJI Phantom 3, and also I feel really good finally getting rid of this thing because it's just been sitting there. I've been trying to find a use for it, and I've just been so sour that I spent money on it. And it just feels good to destroy it and get a few useful parts from it. Because now I know that it'll never waste any more of my time ever again. And now I won't have to have that stupid box sitting around anymore. But I could find some use for this, because that's pretty cool. If not, I can rip out the circuit board and put my own little circuit board in, connecting up to these potentiometers and these switches. Well, I feel really good about this. I no longer have to really worry about this, and it's just, I've learned my lesson. From now on, when someone asks me if they should buy something with my money for me, and it's expensive, or just in general, I should pay attention and I should really think it through, and I shouldn't let there be a time for it to catch me off guard and for me not to think about it. But it's good for me to learn my lesson this way for just $300 or $400, when in the future, if I was running a company or something, I could have a much bigger fuck up and have an employee order a printing press or something worth like thousands of dollars. So it's better to learn this now, a hard-won lesson, and maybe I'll still have a few little goodies from it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Well, I know a lot of you are going to hate it, but And thank you very much for watching. See ya.